Hi everybody, this is Brandon from the Bantu Sun. And for those that don't know, the Bantu Sun is a geostrategic engagement company. We seek to inform global minds through tools of context and appreciation for the worlds around us. So we do that through various products and consultations. So one of our product line is going to be our learning tools, or as I like to call them, the geopolitics in the box. But here go one. This is the United States, the exceptional edition. So we have five of these, which make up the global bundle. This is the U.S. And in each side, each one of these uh, boxes is going to include a 100-piece jigsaw puzzle with imagery, uh, cultural references, geography, historical figures, and icons. It's going to also include a booklet which helps you navigate through those various images as well. There's five of them. The United States, the Exceptional Edition. We call it the Exceptional Edition for many reasons, but geography, demography, as well as culture or certain aspects formed to make America one of the most prosperous society, no, the most prosperous society in the world on a per capita basis. On a gross level, China is, if not on par, about to surpass. We also have Europe the conscious, Asia the inevitable, Africa the continent, and Latin America and Caribbean the new world. So go ahead and check out those products. If you're a person that believes that global understanding is important, or you're looking to better understand the world and navigate the era of globalization, or you're just a history and geography enthusiast, please check it out. On a serious note, I know Asia Times did a study in 2020, and the story was headline U.S. geographic illiteracy may be a security threat. And in the subtitle, it says if the U.S. wants to be the world policeman, it should at least know where it tends to walk the beat. Basically, what it's saying is America asserts itself in a leadership role. America does have over 700 military bases in 80 countries. I know because at one time I was on one of those bases. So America is very involved in the global world, and Americans therefore should probably have a thorough understanding, or at least a strong grasp of the world we have and the impact that we make upon it. So that's going to be our learning kit tools that we have out. We also have videos. So I have the Bantu census where usually I give my 2 cents on geopolitical issues and current events. We also have SWOT videos up. So the SWOT videos, strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. This is usually where we go into a deep dive on various countries. So we identify a country we're looking to research, and then we go on a deep dive on what make that country strong. What are some deficiencies it have? What are some global opportunities and threats that may pose significant developmental change within that country in the coming years? So we really want to dive into that as just part of our geopolitical research. So those are gonna be the primary products that we have out right now. We're continuously looking for developing our product line to give you something that's gonna be engaging and entertaining. So one of the other things I want to touch on is just current events. So just give you a heads up of current events that I'm watching out for. So usually on my Twitter, I try to share things that have caught my attention, or which I'm further looking to understand. So we just are in the final stages of editing, and we'll be releasing shortly our Crypt 6 video. So Crypt 6, China, Russia, India, Iran, Pakistan, and Turkey. So that gives us a Crypt 6: China, Russia, India, Iran, Pakistan, Turkey. Right. Now, ironically, so this list was originally set up to say, okay, who is based to the current world structure, the new world order, the next phase from Bretton Woods. So basically, I think the World War II, the victors, primarily the Western victors, because uh, Europe was heavily impacted, France was heavily impacted, but Soviet Union, now Russia, and China were extremely impacted. And they went through serious changes, especially going through communism, shutting themselves off from, especially China, from significant parts of the world. the West, primarily United States, France, and the United Kingdom, at Bretton Woods, set up the current world order that we're in now, our IMF, the World Bank, even NATO developed during this era. So, looking at the world now, the rise of Asia, we're starting to see these power players start to develop. They're showing certain strengths that have been similar for other developing countries in the past that rose to the highest heights uh, for our global positioning. So we detail out of those six countries the various facets, their strengths and their some of their perceived deficiencies and where they're looking to take their country over this time and what we think some of those challenges are going to be. So that's going to be the Crip Six. So we talk about those countries. We also have a video coming out talking about countries that I thought were very strong in development, but just haven't reached to that level yet, as affecting the world order. So those going to be all Asian countries that Crip Six, which was actually by accident. I was just really just looking at the stats, looking at the data, saying, okay, what countries do I find extremely interesting in doing some amazing things? And I landed on those six countries, and they all surround Central Asia. So you just saw a bunch of the leaders for those countries at China's recent SCO gathering that just occurred probably within the last couple of weeks. Other current events going on. Well, as far as the world, I just picked up on a story of Iran selling the drones to Russia. I thought that was insane. Iran, through these last 5 decades of sanctions since '79 or late '70s, uh, '80s, '90s, yeah, 40 years, Iran has not sat idle. Iran has been developing itself, and I go into this in the Crypt Six as well. But they've established themselves kind of in a military powerhouse in a vacuum because they haven't had access to a lot of global technology due to sanctions. But they became one of the major drone players, and obviously they're in a very heated and contested region of the world, being in the Middle East. So Iran has not sat idle, and they've become very competent in surviving and thriving on the margins. Russia, on the other hand, I think they really wasn't ready for this Russian Ukraine war, and I think they took the offensive because they probably felt they had to take the offensive. So I think they acted out of weakness, uh, than more than they did out of strengths, and I think that's the reason they're ill prepared this early in the game. We're still relatively like the first year of this unfortunate war, and the Russians are already calling in for help because they don't have the industrial scale and capacity to maintain this aggression. And I only call it aggression because it's in Ukraine. I do feel as though they probably felt they were in a no win situation and they decided to take the offensive. So we're going to continue to watch how that plays out. Russia, Ukraine is taking up a lot of oxygen in the global news these days. There's also a lot of cool things going on in the world. Still researching Brazil, Mexico, Latin America. I always position those two things. Those are two anchors of Latin America, massive population and economy. You have the Spanish speaking Mexico on the western edge of Latin America and the Portuguese speaking Brazil on the eastern edge of Latin America. So still diving in Latin America, looking at current events, what's going on in Africa, uh, the various regions of Africa, looking at the energy situation that's going on in Europe and how they're trying to compensate for that. So we're constantly scanning globe for great stories. So if there's anything out there that catches your eyes, please let us know. Throw it our way. We'll love to discuss it. I'm an enthusiast for this after all, so I really want to give just as much as I'm able to exchange with you all and learn and grow and develop my understanding of the world. I think geopolitics it has so many lessons. It's a height of competition and understanding how the world works. And these are all valuable skills, which I think goes to further self development. So that's my point of view. So we'll continue to work, try to give you guys great and engaging content. Please provide feedback. We look forward to hearing it. Until next time, Bantu out.